Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to make this adorable happy birthday shadow box card. If you'd like to use my Design Space project, check the description right under this video. I'll show you how you can get it. I wanted to show you a few things about this project before we move on to assembling it. This is the project I'm going to cut today. We'll just move this out of the way. I'll keep it as is. On this one, I originally wanted to do this project in gold and beige and natural colors, and I love this little birthday cake. But there seems to be an issue with that birthday cake image. It appears as an uploaded image, and it's not. It's actually an access image. I have reported the issue, but if I leave it in this project, it's not shareable because it does appear as an uploaded image, as I mentioned. So I'm going to delete that birthday cake, but I have put the image number here on my notes in case you want to use it. So we'll just keep it like that. Let's move it out of the way. The other thing I wanted to show you, I'll ungroup this. Take my notes away and group them. I don't need them. I've put this plain cut in case you wanted to add it to the back of the shadow box for writing your notes on. And I've also included this long piece in case you want a flip open card. I'll show it to you on the back of the shadow box. It is 6 by 12, so you would have to cut this piece by hand unless you have 24-inch paper. I've already cut it out by hand, so I'm just going to hide that. I don't need it. I'm not going to cut this one because I'm going to cut these two. And I'm not going to cut this group, so we'll just hide that. This is what I'm going to be cutting, these pieces. Let's click Make It, and you'll see a pop-up that says the image is too large. It's not. Just click OK if you get this message, and ungroup. As soon as you ungroup, it will work. We have this red outline piece. If you want to save paper, you can take this smaller square and move it up inside the outline, and that will save the bottom of your sheet, almost half a sheet. What do we have here? We have the white layer, and we have the scored layer, and we have all the print and cut embellishments. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can use this card base, shadow box card base, any way that you like. Change up the embellishments and make it for your occasion. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all cut out. I'll switch to my overhead camera and I'll show you how to assemble this shadow box card. And we're back with all the pieces of our card cut out. I have all the embellishments that I'm going to use. And as mentioned, you can change whatever you want to make it your own. We have the main part of the card that has a lot of score lines, so I've done half the scoring, and I'll show you, or half the folding, and I'll show you how I did these two. We have more embellishments that we need for the front of the card, and these are the extras that I mentioned. If you like, you can use just a flat card on the back and write your message. Or if you want to use a flip card that you cut out by hand or from long paper, you can add this to the inside to give it a little extra support. So we'll just set that aside for now. Let's start with our folding. So I fold the flat sides first, not the cutouts on both ends, but the flat square sides or rectangular sides. I fold those first. and you want to give them a good burnish so that they're scored very well, so you get a really nice square finish on them. That's 2. This one is wider because that's what forms the frame. 3, and the last one, the 4th. So you have 4 score lines on each side. And we'll score that, fold that. There we go. And you can see how this is going to go together. Once it's all glued in place, that's how it will go together. So we'll fold our last side. I start with this one. It's easiest to start with the one that's closest to the center. Want to make sure my score line is right. There it is. Lots of folding, but it's worth it. It really turns out cute. Then we have that wider side. And the last one. Okay. So you can use a two-way tape or liquid glue, whatever you prefer to use. When I was making my trial version, I found the easiest way was to add my adhesive or tape and then fold it down flat to adhere it, so that when you brought it up, you had a nice square, a nice shape. So we'll start with the 2 rectangular sides. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive. I'm using Tombow. It adheres really well. So we'll bring it down flat. Make sure it's well adhered. And you can see how it comes up nice and square. Turn around and do the same on this side. Fold it down. And make sure we have it well adhered. I should really put my mat underneath because I'm very messy with liquid adhesive. I always get it everywhere. And we can see that side is going to be nice. Let's try these. We'll just fold them up without adhesive and make sure everything is going to fit properly. That looks good. So let's get this one done. Make sure it's not overlapping on the sides because we want it to fit well. That looks good. And the last one. Put it down. Make sure that's well adhered. And that looks good too. Perfect. And you see how you get that nice frame shape. So the next thing you want to do is add a little bit of adhesive to these corners. So So we're just going to get some adhesive in there. And we'll push them up into place. Give them a second to adhere. That looks good. Try this one. Does take a second for the liquid glue to attach. And our last corner. There we go. So we have our 4 corners done. And we have a nice frame. Very cute. You do have to hold it for a second if you're using liquid glue, just to make sure it attaches properly. Okay. I don't want this inside or the back side of this pink paper to be visible. So I am adding an insert to cover the majority of it. I've made it just a little bit smaller to hide that inside paper. And we're just going to add some adhesive to it. Or tape if you prefer to use tape. And we'll just center it up. That looks good. So now we'll decorate. I want to add this little trim all around to dress it up even more. So I'm going to add some adhesive to that, in the corners. A little bit in the middle. It's tiny. There, that should do it. We'll bring this back and center this up. And that will keep it in place. And we need to add our decorations. So I'm going to add this birthday cake to the inside. That will look pretty. That to the inside. Cute. And my happy birthday banner. I can put this on puff tape if I want it to stand out more. I guess I can do that. We'll give it some dimension. That's cute. We need to add our balloons. Very sweet. So we'll just add some adhesive here. Maybe a little dot on the bottom. so cute. Okay, and our birthday cake. And these go here. So I just want to line them up and see where I want to put them. That looks pretty. So we'll just add some adhesive here. I'm back to putting adhesive on my table. Put that here and try my tape again. I'll put some adhesive down at the bottom. To give the cake some dimension, so it stands out from the card. Very cute. Love it. And we have balloons for the other side. That's sweet. Very cute. There we go. Add our star. And some hearts. Of course, you can decorate any way you want to, and you can use any embellishments you want to. We'll add our little purple heart here. There we go. Adorable. Isn't that sweet? So at this point, I could turn it over and attach to the back if I want to. If I want to add something to the back, I can attach just this card, or I can attach the flip open one. Whatever you prefer will work well. I'm just pressing down a little bit to make sure everything is adhered. And we're done. Isn't that terrific? So I hope you've enjoyed this card, and I hope you'll make some. Please post pictures if you do. I'd love to see them. Thank you for watching.